What if the biggest impurity in your life isn't a mistake you made, but the confusion you keep carrying? Because Krishna makes a claim in Chapter 4 that feels almost impossible. He says, "Nothing purifies like knowledge." And notice this. We live in the most informed era in human history. AI, dashboards, podcasts, newsletters, infinite opinions. And yet, so many people feel more anxious, more morally confused, more divided inside. So today, episode 53 is a dual battlefield. One battlefield is ancient, Arjuna, standing on Kurukshetra, drowning in doubt. The other battlefield is modern, you, trying to lead, decide, build, parent, create, while your mind is being pulled in 10 directions. And Krishna's movement from verse 38 to 42 is not random. It's a sequence. First, knowledge as the ultimate purifier. Then, knowledge discovered within, through yoga over time. Then, the warning. A doubting mind quietly destroys life. Then, the relief. When action is surrendered through yoga, karma stops binding. And finally, the command. Cut your doubt with the sword of knowledge and rise. So here's the real question. If knowledge is the purifier, why do we still feel unclean inside, even after knowing so much? And what does it actually mean, practically, to find that knowledge within and use it like a sword? Stay with us. This episode isn't about collecting more information. It's about becoming the kind of person whom doubt can no longer bend.
In this world, there is nothing as purifying as divine knowledge. One who has attained purity of mind through prolonged practice of yoga receives such knowledge within the heart in due course of time.
Krishna begins this sequence with a statement that sounds almost absolute. There is nothing in this world as pure as knowledge.
Yes, and Krishna is being very precise here. He's not talking about information. He's talking about clarity.
So when Krishna says knowledge purifies, he's not saying it improves us. He's saying it cleans us.
Exactly. What pollutes the human mind is not sin in the religious sense. It is wrong understanding. When you misunderstand life, you create fear. When you misunderstand yourself, you create guilt. And that inner dirt keeps accumulating.
So purification doesn't happen by punishment. It happens by seeing clearly.
Yes, when clarity arrives, confusion dissolves automatically. No effort is needed. Just like when light enters a dark room, darkness doesn't need to be removed. It simply disappears.
That explains something deeply modern. So many capable people today are doing the right things, but still feel heavy inside.
Because action without understanding multiplies inner friction. You may work hard. You may even succeed. But if your why is unclear, the mind remains polluted.
And Krishna adds something subtle here. He says, this knowledge is not imported from outside.
Yes, he says the one who matures through yoga finds this knowledge within.
So yoga here is not posture or technique.
No, yoga means aligned living. When action, intention and awareness move in one direction. When the ego stops interfering. When life becomes sincere.
And then Krishna adds one word that feels deeply compassionate. In time.
Clarity cannot be rushed. If you force it, you create imitation. When the mind ripens through lived experience, knowledge surfaces on its own.
So, verse 38 isn't promising instant enlightenment. It's promising something more honest.
It's saying, live rightly, act sincerely, stay aligned, and clarity will come. When it does, it will cleanse everything it touches.
So, the first battlefield is clear now. The real impurity is not failure. It is confusion. And the first victory Krishna offers Arjuna is clarity. So Krishna has said knowledge purifies. But now he asks a deeper question. Who is actually able to receive that knowledge? And this is where verse 39 becomes crucial.
Those whose faith is deep and who have practiced controlling their mind and senses attain divine knowledge. Through such transcendental knowledge, they quickly attain everlasting supreme peace.
He introduces three qualities. Shraddha, faith. Tatpara, total commitment. And samyatendriya, disciplined senses.
Yes, Krishna is describing an inner posture, not a belief system.
Let's start with Shraddha. People often translate it as faith, but that feels incomplete.
It is incomplete. Shraddha is not belief without proof. It is trust born from sincerity. Shraddha is not saying I believe. It's saying I am open. A closed mind cannot receive truth, even if truth knocks. Shraddha simply means the door is open.
And then Krishna adds, Tatpara, one-pointed.
Yes, truth does not visit scattered minds. If half of you wants clarity and half wants comfort, clarity will never settle. Half commitment produces half truth, and half truth produces restlessness.
And the third quality, samyatendriya, disciplined senses.
This is critical. Knowledge is subtle. If your senses are constantly overstimulated, the mind never becomes quiet enough to see. This isn't moral discipline. It's attention discipline. You don't need to suppress the senses. You need to stop letting them drag you. And then Krishna makes a promise, one that feels deeply reassuring. He says, the one who has Shraddha, commitment and discipline, these attains knowledge. And once knowledge is attained, peace follows quickly. Peace is not something you chase. Peace is a side effect of clarity.
And now the sequence is becoming clear. Verse 38, knowledge purifies. Verse 39, but only the right inner state can receive knowledge. And Krishna is about to issue a warning next. Because without these qualities, the opposite happens. And that takes us to verse 40.
But persons who possess neither faith nor knowledge and who are of a doubting nature suffer a downfall. For the skeptical souls, there is no happiness either in this world or the next.
So after explaining who receives knowledge, Krishna now speaks about who loses everything. And his language becomes uncompromising. He names three types of people. Arjuna, the ignorant. Ashraddhana, one without Shraddha. And Sashayatmak, the doubting self. And Krishna says something stark. Such a person vinashyati. They collapse inwardly.
That sounds severe. Is Krishna condemning doubt?
No. He is condemning indecision, not inquiry. Questioning is healthy, but a mind that never commits slowly disintegrates. So this is not skepticism. It's paralysis. A mind that keeps saying, maybe, maybe not, let me think more, but never moves. And Krishna says such a person finds happiness nowhere, not here, not beyond. Because happiness requires participation. You can't live half in, half out. Life doesn't open itself to spectators. So doubt becomes self-destructive. Not because doubt is evil, but because life demands movement.
And this explains modern anxiety so clearly. So many people are informed, but undecided. And information without commitment creates inner friction. You know too much, but trust nothing. So the tragedy is not ignorance alone. It's knowing and still not trusting.
That's why Krishna places this verse here, right after Shraddha, right before action.
So verse 40 is not a threat. It's a diagnosis. A mind trapped in doubt cannot live fully. And what cannot live fully? Slowly collapses. And Krishna doesn't leave Arjuna here. He immediately offers the solution in verse 41.
O Arjun, actions do not bind those who have renounced karma in the fire of yoga, whose doubts have been dispelled by knowledge, and who are situated in knowledge of the self.
So Krishna has diagnosed the problem. Doubt destroys life. Now he offers the cure.
Yes, and the cure is not withdrawal from action. It is a transformation of relationship with action. The verse begins with a surprising phrase, yoga sannyast karmanam, which does not mean giving up action. It means giving up the ownership of action. So action continues, but the I am the doer dissolves. Karma binds only when ego claims authorship. So when action flows through you, instead of from you, it stops creating chains. Then action becomes expression, not burden.
And Krishna adds the second condition. Janana sanchinna samshayam.
Doubt must be cut, not managed. Partial clarity is not enough. So knowledge here is not philosophy. It's decisiveness. Knowledge that doesn't produce clarity is not yet knowledge. And then comes a beautiful word, Atmavantam. One who is anchored in the self, stable, not shaken by outcomes. So this person still acts, but from center, not from fear. And Krishna makes the promise. Such a person is not bound by karma, not because action disappears, but because attachment disappears. When ego exits, karma loses its grip.
So now the sequence is complete. Verse 4.38, knowledge purifies. Verse 4.39, faith, discipline, commitment, receive knowledge. Verse 4.40, doubt destroys life. And now, verse 41, action becomes free. And yet, one final step remains, because Krishna will now ask Arjuna to do something very specific in verse 42.
Therefore, with the sword of knowledge, cut asunder the doubts that have arisen in your heart. O scion of Bharat, establish yourself in Karma Yoga. Arise, stand up, and take action.
So Krishna has purified the mind with knowledge, stabilized it with faith, freed action from bondage, and now he gives a direct command.
Yes, this is not philosophy anymore. This is instruction. The verse begins with Tasmat, therefore, meaning after everything you now understand. This is what must be done. Krishna names the enemy clearly. Doubt born from ignorance, not doubt born from inquiry, but doubt born from not seeing clearly.
And he says, this doubt sits in the heart.
Yes, that's crucial. This is not an intellectual problem. It's an existential knot. And Krishna doesn't say soften it. He says cut it. Because doubt cannot be negotiated with. If you manage it, it survives. If you analyze it endlessly, it multiplies. So the solution is the sword of knowledge. Knowledge sharp enough to divide truth from confusion. Clarity sharp enough to end hesitation.
And then Krishna adds one more instruction. Yogam atistha.
Remain established in yoga. Remain aligned. Do not fall back into fragmentation.
And finally, the command that ends the chapter. Uttistha.
Rise. Stand up. Move.
So this verse is not about thinking better. It's about ending inner delay.
Yes, Krishna is saying clarity without action decays. Knowledge that does not move the body is not complete.
So the entire sequence now stands clear. Verse 38, clarity purifies. Verse 39, faith and discipline receive clarity. Verse 40, doubt destroys life. Verse 41, action becomes free. And now, verse 42, cut the doubt and rise. Ankur, Krishna keeps saying, pick up the sword of knowledge and cut the doubt. But what if Arjuna simply says, yes, I understand? Does doubt really end just by agreeing?
No. Doubt doesn't end by agreement. Because doubt is not intellectual. It is existential. So even after hearing the truth, doubt can survive. Because the mind is clever. When fear wants to survive, it creates questions.
Questions to find truth?
Most often, no. Questions are created to avoid courage, to delay action, to postpone clarity. So people keep asking question after question, not because answers are missing, but because commitment is missing. And that's why Krishna keeps answering. Not because the answers are new, but because the avoidance keeps changing shape.
So are there many truths? Or one?
There is only one clarity. The questions repeat. The words change. But the doubt underneath is the same. And when that doubt is finally cut, that is the final barrier. When it falls, all doors open. Doors of joy, doors of peace, doors of deep stillness, doors of freedom.
And Krishna names this entire journey in one phrase. Gyan Karma Sannyas Yog. What does that really mean?
Knowledge at the source, action in the world, and renunciation as the result. This chapter is not about escaping life. Krishna is very clear, no escape, no running away, no avoidance. Renunciation is not leaving action. It is ending ownership. What you do no longer owns you. Not only action done in ignorance. Even doing nothing becomes bondage. And action done in knowledge becomes freedom. So the final message of chapter 4. Don't escape. Don't postpone. Don't hide behind questions. Face life, but face it with knowledge. And that's why Krishna ends not with silence, but with a command. Cut the doubt, stand up, and leave.
It's close to midnight. The office floor is almost empty. Only one desk light is still on. Vic hasn't moved in a long time. The numbers on the screen are familiar now. He's reviewed them again and again. There's no obvious mistake. No missing data. No reckless assumption. And yet, something inside him feels unsettled.
I've done everything right. So why does it still feel wrong?
This is where Krishna begins in chapter 4, verse 38. He says, impurity is not sin. It is confusion. When the mind doesn't see clearly, even the right action feels heavy.
You're not stuck because of what you're doing. You're stuck because you don't see clearly yet.
And in that moment, Vic realizes something uncomfortable. The problem isn't effort. It's understanding.
Maybe I should talk to one more person, just to be sure.
Krishna anticipates this impulse. He says real knowledge is not imported. It ripens within, through alignment, over time.
You've already seen enough. Stop searching outside. Sit with what you already know.
No new answer appears. No sudden insight. But something more important happens. The mental noise softens. Krishna now explains who can receive knowledge. Not the most intelligent, not the most informed, but the one who is open, committed, and attentive.
Trust what you see. Stay with it. Don't scatter yourself.
Vic closes the extra tabs. The constant switching stops. No phone. No multitasking. Just presence. This is verse 4.39 in action. When attention gathers, clarity can finally land.
But what if I'm wrong? What if acting now costs me?
Krishna's tone changes here. He warns that doubt is not wisdom. It is paralysis.
You're not being careful. You're postponing life.
The words land hard. Vic sees the pattern. The same question, asked in different forms. Not to find truth, but to avoid standing up. This is verse 4.40. A doubting mind collapses inwardly. It finds peace nowhere.
So I act even without guarantees?
Do what needs to be done. But drop the I. Don't act from fear. Don't act for image.
Vic types the message. No rush. No inner argument.
It feels lighter.
Krishna's final instruction is uncompromising. Doubt is not to be managed. It is to be cut.
That was it. You didn't negotiate. You moved.
Vic stands. Not emotionally. Not impulsively. But clearly. This is verse 4.42. Knowledge becomes a sword. Clarity becomes movement. He didn't escape life. He didn't renounce action. He ended inner delay. So if we pause for a moment, Krishna hasn't asked Arjuna to become perfect. He hasn't asked him to escape life. He hasn't even asked him to be fearless. He has only asked him to become clear. Clear enough to trust. Clear enough to commit. Clear enough to act without being owned by action. And maybe that's the real takeaway of chapter 4, verses 38 to 42. That liberation doesn't begin with renunciation. It begins with ending inner delay. Most of us are not stuck because we lack options. We are stuck because we hesitate, because doubt keeps pretending to be wisdom. And Krishna's voice cuts through that illusion. Clean the mind with knowledge. Stabilize it with faith. Free action from ego. And when clarity arrives, stand up. Not aggressively, not impulsively, but decisively. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone who's standing at an inner crossroads, someone who knows what must be done, but hasn't yet moved. Subscribe to Beyond the Battlefield for more conversations where ancient wisdom meets modern leadership. And if you'd like to reflect deeper, write to us at beyondthebattlefield@outlook.in. And don't forget to check the GPT companion link in the description. It's there to help you explore these ideas at your own pace. Until next time, may clarity sharpen your insight. And when the moment comes, may you have the courage to rise.